Joseph "Big Joey" Massino, born January 10, 1943, in New York City, was a prominent mobster who eventually became the boss of the Bonanno crime family, one of the 5 families that dominated organized crime in New York City. His life story is one of power, betrayal, and survival in the world of the American Mafia. Early life and rise to power. Joseph Massino grew up in Maspeth, Queens, a working-class neighborhood in New York City. He became involved in crime at an early age, starting with petty theft and later becoming involved in more serious criminal activities, such as truck hijackings. His early criminal career introduced him to figures in the Bonanno crime family, which he would later rise to control. In the 1970s, Massino made his mark in the mafia world. He earned the trust of Carmine Galante, a powerful and feared Bonanno boss. When Galante was murdered in 1979, a murder Massino reportedly helped orchestrate, Massino began his ascent within the family. He aligned himself with Philip Rustelli, who eventually took over the family, and Massino became one of Rustelli's most trusted capos. Taking over the Bonanno family. In 1991, Massino became the official boss of the Bonanno family after Rustelli's death. Massino was highly strategic in rebuilding the family, which had been weakened by internal feuds and government prosecutions. He is often credited with restoring the Bonanno family's power and prestige within the mafia, making it one of the most stable and financially successful families in New York during the 1990s. Massino kept a low profile, unlike some other mob bosses, and employed a code of silence. Under his leadership, the Bonannos diversified their criminal activities, including racketeering, gambling, loan sharking, and money laundering. Murders and violence. Massino was involved in several high-profile mafia murders throughout his career, either directly or by ordering hits. One of the most infamous was the murder of Dominic "Sonny Black" Napolitano, a Bonanno capo. Napolitano was killed in 1981 after the FBI exposed one of its agents, Joe Pistone, who had infiltrated the mafia under the alias Donnie Brasco. Massino feared that Napolitano's judgment had compromised the family, and he ordered his execution. Massino was also implicated in the murders of other mob figures, including several Bonanno associates who he believed threatened his leadership. He ruled with a mixture of cunning and brutality, eliminating rivals and anyone he perceived as a potential threat. Downfall and arrest. Massino's downfall began in the early 2000s when the FBI intensified its efforts to dismantle organized crime. In 2003, Massino was indicted on multiple charges, including racketeering and murder. His former right-hand man, Salvatore "Good-Looking Sal" Vitali, cooperated with authorities, providing crucial testimony that led to Massino's conviction in 2004. Massino was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, but in a dramatic twist, he decided to cooperate with the government. He became the first sitting boss of one of New York's 5 families to turn informant. Massino provided invaluable information about the inner workings of the mafia, leading to several indictments and convictions of high-ranking mobsters. Cooperation and witness protection. In exchange for his cooperation, Massino avoided the death penalty and was spared from serving his life sentence. His decision to turn informant was a stunning betrayal to the mafia world, where the code of omerta, the mafia's code of silence, was sacred. His cooperation marked a significant turning point in the history of the American mafia, further weakening its structure and influence. Massino entered the Federal Witness Protection Program after providing testimony in several high-profile trials, including that of Vincent Bisciano, his successor as the Bonanno family boss. Legacy and impact. Joseph Massino's story has been chronicled in several documentaries and books about the mafia, including his role in various murders, his rise to power, and his eventual cooperation with the government. His life reflects the rise and fall of organized crime in America, particularly the shifting dynamics of the mafia from its peak in the mid-20th century to its decline under increased government scrutiny. Massino's cooperation helped cement the demise of the old-school mafia leadership, showing that even the most powerful mob bosses could be brought down by the government. His life and crimes were featured in several documentaries, including The Real Godfathers of New York and Mobsters, Joseph Massino, where his life of crime, murders, and eventual betrayal of the mafia were detailed. Joseph Massino's story is a unique case in mafia history, as he was not only a key player but also one of the few mob bosses to break the mafia's ultimate rule by becoming an informant. Thanks for tuning into Sika True Crime Docs. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating tales. Your support helps us keep bringing these stories to life. See you in the next episode.